What's up, everybody? Rob here, back with another episode of Wasting Wildcards here on Malta 5. And it's a pretty exciting week, and also not super exciting. It is exciting because a one Thraben Inspector has made its way into Historic. Thraben Inspector is a card I love. I've played Thraben Inspector in Modern, Pioneer. I played it in Standard when it was legal. And now that it is in Historic, I am absolutely going to shove it in any deck. As you know, I'm a big fan of white weenies and like humans decks, except for, I like white weenie, like Death and Taxes-y stuff in Modern. Never played humans because I don't have any of the cards and it is incredibly expensive. But in all the other formats, like Pioneer and stuff where the cards are less expensive, I am a big fan. Anyway, there's tons of stuff you can do with Thraben Inspector. The most obvious, of course, is a White Weenies deck. And I saw Gerry Thompson from I almost said the game podcast, the Arena Deck List podcast. Also, just if you're into Magic, you know who Gerry Thompson is. He posted a bunch of lists, and this was the first one he posted, barring I only have 3 Benalish Marshals and no Wildcards left. So I have 3 of those, and instead of 2 Dauntless Bodyguards, I have 3. Other than that, it's just his list. And my sideboard's a little lax, so we're just going to throw this down in some best of ones. But, you know, it's a white weenie deck. You just want to play a bunch of cheap, aggressive creatures that are slightly disruptive. You got stuff to keep your things alive with Dauntless Bodyguard and Selfless Savior to keep your things robust. Skymarcher Aspirant gets a little more evasive once you have a big battlefield. Thraben Inspector lets you get a little bit of value from your creatures. Adanto Vanguard, again, very hard to kill. Thalia slows down the stuff that kills you. History of Benalia, just another way to get more stuff. We got a good amount of knights in this deck, so there's a little bit of value there as well. Skyclave Apparition, just universal permanent removal. Benalish Marshal, we all know it's a Lord effect. And Loxodon for giving all your stuff counters and stuff. It's just like a less effective Thalia's Lieutenant. God, I want Thalia's Lieutenant in Historic. Or I just want Pioneer on Arena. Or I could just play Pioneer on Magic Online. I want to play it in paper so bad. Please vaccinate me soon. Please. I want to play Magic in person so bad. So bad. Anyway, let's play some games, all right? All right, so this is a pretty good start. We've got 2 mana and a Legion's Landing. So if we draw into one more 1-drop, we can flip this pretty soon. Our opponent does go first, so depending on what we're up against, could be in a little bit of trouble. Snow-covered. Okay, so they're playing this, which makes me think it's got to be elves, right? I don't know what else would play just spare a Sentinel of all things. I am curious, though. It's not a great card. It's got a reach, so block stuff. Faithless Haven. Okay, so it's definitely elves. Faithless Haven kind of serving a more expensive Mutavault role in this deck, which is kind of fun. I guess we just play Thalia and makes their collected company slightly more expensive. I guess I'll just trade with one of their elves. We've got Skyclave Apparition to deal with the War Master and a potential Lord on the next turn. I feel like a good elves draw could pretty quickly overwhelm my medium humans draw, but let's hope it doesn't get to that. Okay. Archdude is pretty good. No blocks, but we're going to get rid of that this turn. Going to keep Thalia back because a first striking blocker is quite good. Can block pretty much everything except Faceless Haven, but they don't have nearly enough mana to do that. Okay, another Lord. Great, cool. Well, we're drawing all of the lands we could ever need. But I guess we'll get our History of Benalia online. Oh boy, we could use a Benalish Marshal or something. We're going to need to do something. Oh, so many elves. So many elves. I guess we'll just eat them. All right, yep, that's... My blockers are now better. But their battlefield is better. They do only have, I was going to say 3 mana, but now they have 4 mana. 5. Oh, they can. Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6. Gross. Or 6 and get another Lord. Okay, so they can get another Lord here. So we need to be cognizant of that. So this... or no, they don't even have to... They can just make these all 5/5s, right? 5/5s plus the Lord, so 6/6s. Gross. Okay, so we're gonna... double block here. This would become 5 + 1. I guess we'll do this. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't good for us, but it wasn't the absolute worst. I mean, it was pretty much the absolute worst. Okay, yep. We're just super dead. We are super dead. The elves outraced the humans on this one. Yeah, we're dead. Good game, elves. You defeated the humans this time. Yep. That'll do it. That will do it. So, against elves, that is just a straight up race. I mean, I think elves is probably just favored in that matchup. They can go so much wider, so much faster. It's crazy how good War Master is in that deck. That is such a good ad for that. At first, you're like, you don't realize the amazing power of just getting an additional elf every single turn for nothing. And especially with Elvis Archdruid being able to make mana because of that and just pump. That's a deck. I mean, if there was a way to kind of make your elves indestructible, easier, kind of like sweepers are really the main problem with that deck. But it can usually win before it gets swept. Speaking of sweepers, that might be what we're up against. But you know, it's good against sweepers. 2 Adanto Vanguards. And a Selfless Savior. This card is quite good. I always forget that this reminds me so much of something. What's the dude? You got to discard a card and he becomes indestructible. It's in standard right now. It's a very... Oh wow. Okay, yeah, we're in an okay spot. So attack, flip. I mean, a sweeper would be very painful for us. It'd be like a 12 mana lightning bolt, but so this is probably a counter. Yeah. No, okay, just pulled the multiverse. So we can also play Selfless Savior here and keep our vampire token alive. So with the exception of Settle the Wreckage, we are in a very good spot. This is like... So sweepers are always the enemy of the White Weenie deck, but I do like how in the past like 4 or 5 years, White Weenie decks have become so much more robust, and there's so many more cards like Dauntless Bodyguard, Selfless Savior. Okay, yeah, that was what's up. Okay, yeah, Adanto Vanguard putting in work against the Wrath of God deck. I'll tell you what. Yeah. And nobody plays Settle the Wreckage anymore. I still have such a deep fear of Settle the Wreckage whenever I'm playing Historic, just because of the amount of times I've been blown out by it. And you still do, because it's a good card and nobody sees it coming. Like against elves and stuff, it's like, what are they going to do? Just get a shit ton of not forest, a crap ton of mountains. And then no more goblins. It's a good card. and nobody plays around it. This is a pretty good hand. We've got some 1-drops. We've got a Vanguard. We've got a Apparition. We're on the play. So we'll start with the Aspirant. Keep the Bodyguard back in case we blow like a 4-drop up and want to give this indestructible. Against another Plains and a Soul Warden. Okay, so depending on how fast we can beat down here, if this is like a Angels deck, a Bant Angels deck, any of those Collected Company nonsense decks that I love and got me to Mythic last month, we're going to have to do a lot of damage really fast. Skyclave Apparition is actually super good here. If they play the Cleric here. Yeah, so we're 100% on the... We want to draw our Skyclave Apparition train. Two Plains makes me think they're mono-white, unless the green splash for Collected Company is very much a splash. Okay, yep, for sure. Collected Company. As you do. Angel of Vitality is a interesting choice. I was kind of underwhelmed by it. So I guess we just give Thalia indestructible, I guess. So we're keeping them in that threshold, but still in that threshold. So if a land here, we can Shefet Dunes, safely attack through the Resplendent Angel, and that would do a lot of damage. Didn't draw on the land. Guess that's... I think we just keep bashing. They can eat one of our things profitably here, but... But yeah, they're at 11 life. This isn't turned on. Collected Company could easily ruin our day. Very easily ruin our day. We really need Lords. I wonder if this deck is just like Lord hungry. Like maybe we should be playing some Rally the Ranks. Is it Rally the Ranks? I think it's Rally the Ranks. All right, so we are blasting this off, and we are getting in for as much damage as we can. They got a block here. That's got to be lethal, right? I didn't even do math, but 3, 5, 8, 11. Yeah, it's lethal. 15, 18. Benalish Marshal would be very nice. If you could follow this up with the Benalish Marshal. Collected Company could still very, very, very quickly ruin our day, but our day could be saved. Yep. Come on, give me another Lord. Give me another Lord. All right, well, they're going to start turning this on to making Angels. Oh, no. No. Whiff, 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 whiff. That's kind of a whiff. I mean, they're back up to 6, but that's about as good of a Collected Company as we could have hoped for right now. They would have been way better off with just attacking with a Resplendent Angel. I don't know. These are all safe, right? I think we just bash in with everybody again. It's lethal. They got to block something. Do I want to keep the Thalia alive at this point? Does it matter? I guess it doesn't matter at this point. Yeah, we really need a Benalish Marshal. I don't think we can overcome another collect. Okay, that's annoying, but not the worst. That's... Is this 6 mana? Oh, okay, that's 6 mana. I was going to be like... Yeah, I think we're just going to lose. We had our window, but I think we missed it. We needed some more Lord action. I think, yeah, White Weenies in Historic, I think... I mean, so there's 3 Lords, kind of. There's General Kudrow, there's Benalish Marshal, there's Rally the Ranks. As, like, affordable Lords you'd want to play. There's Venerated Loxodon, but I feel like if Historic got Thalia's Lieutenant, it would be so good. It'd be so good. Yeah, we're done here. Because it's like, against a deck like Life Gain Angels, you really just need to beat them down as fast as possible. We don't have the removal to get rid of the Soul Sisters or the other just things that gain them life. We have, like, because this is like a beatdown deck, so you don't want to play too many Skyclave Apparitions because those aren't great for beating down. They're good in every other way, but they're not good at beating down. And I just... Yeah, in theory, this deck should be good. I just... Yeah, again, we don't really care about our life total in this deck. We just want to beat down. This has very nice curve. But it's just, I don't know, just going from playing Humans and Pioneer last week to playing this, it just, you're like, oh, it's so close, but it is not where you want it to be. This drop's pretty good, though. We've got a nice, robust curve here. That's a beautiful land. Okay. Pushed our, our giant killer. It's annoying, but it's not the worst thing. Thoughtseize. Okay. I don't even know. These are both probably equally as good. Yeah. History puts more on the field. Requires more out of my opponent to do anything. I think you just Benalish Marshal. Get in for 4. Pass the turn. And now we just kind of want to draw into just action. Thraben Inspectors. This is where a Thraben Inspector really starts to shine. When you're getting kind of low on cards in your hand, you just got to get some more stuff going. That's a nice draw. That'll help keep our Benalish Marshal alive. So they're going to have to kill in a response, basically. Yep. Okay. But our opponent's at 11. One more land away from cracking these. They're going to have a hard time killing stuff. They're just ramping. Okay. A stronghold deck, huh? Intriguing. Going to keep it alive just for that extra point of damage. Okay, so this is going to be very close. I have no idea what this deck is doing. If they're doing like Torment of Hellfire stuff, I would be pumped, first of all. Languish. That is brutal. That's a nice right there. That's a nice. Oh, okay. You know, it's not the best, but it'll get rid of a Mind Stone, slow him down a bit. Hurts them on mana. Can't draw a card. This isn't profitable until 4, correct? Karn. Or Karn, the great creator. I don't know why I always think of Karn being said in a thick Irish accent. Oh, this is so close, so close. So close, so close. All right, so that last game was a little uneventful. We won, but our opponent just took their sweet, sweet time letting us know we won. And this, again, pretty good. We're going to keep this. Adanto Vanguard has been very impressive. Okay, looks like we're up against elves again. Jaspera Sentinel, I get why people are playing it in elves, but it is not a Llanowar elf. It is not an elvish mystic. Yes, it helps you ramp things, but I don't know if it's... It lets you splash black easier. Interesting. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Didn't really see that coming. But do you want to run Thoughtseize in your elves deck? Is the question, I guess. I'm playing this, by the way, because I want to attack with 3 creatures and flip it next turn. And, yeah, you know. Well, my opponent's popping off. So I think we just play the Vanguard and then we make our team bigger. Again, I think elves is just a very tough matchup for us. Like if they just, yeah, they have so many more lords, so many more affordable lords. They can make, what, 1 trillion mana right now? Yeah, that's... They could literally have just fetched out another one. Oh, I thought they were attacking with their Elvish Archdruid for a second. Okay. I think they still win without the Archdruid. But it's certainly more difficult for them to win without it. So let's see, they have 1, 2, 3, 4. They can make 4 mana now. Collect a Company would be fantastic for them. Okay. So they are playing black. I'll go to 1. Pretty sure I'm just going to lose this game anyway, so might as well... That doesn't hurt me, right? Well, might as well go swinging, am I right? Too many elves. Trying to think if this will then kill them. Well, I can't make him indestructible without killing myself. Always go out swinging. There's no sense in not doing it. Even though I probably went out not swinging in this series of videos. So don't actually listen to me. I wonder if the pain they're going to take... I think we win. Disregard everything I just said. I thought this was elf. Whenever another non-token elf. That's the one. That's the smarts. It's non-token elves. It makes it theoretically better for us in every way. Except for that one specific situation where you want them to kill themselves by blocking. Okay. Good to remember. Good to remember. So far, we're 0 for 2 against elves. Seem pretty good against control. Lost to ramp, right? Yeah, we beat like mono black ramp. Honestly, not that impressed with white weenies so far. The few times I've drawn a clue, or not drawn a clue, drawn a card with a clue, it's felt good. So I think Thraben Inspector, obviously still an all-star. Don't know historic is really the format for the old Thraben Inspector to shine. And we're up against elves once again, so let's see if we can beat them one of these times. I don't think we can. Elves is so good. It's just so consistent compared to our deck. I would attack, but the visionary for that's in next turn we could flip this, so yeah, I don't want to just throw away something. Of course you get your lord. I think this deck is just starved for lords. This is probably not the right move, but what are you going to do? Definitely shouldn't have attacked. Yeah, let me make a knight, a Selfless Savior. I mean, we might have a pretty beefy attack with the History of Benalia going off. If Thraben Inspector was a knight, that'd be pretty sweet. We're just going to get destroyed by elves every time we play it. It's just, they can just go so much wider, so much faster, and we have no way of dealing with them. Like, come on. This deck runs like 17 lords. Our deck has 1. Yeah, I don't think this is the way to build white weenies. Gerry Thompson, you are a much better Magic player than I. I would never doubt your Magic ability, but this is not the way you do it. This is so underwhelming. This is never fast enough. It's like robust enough, but what's the point of being robust if you can just get completely overran by the other tribal decks in the format? Goblins is a problem. This is clearly a problem. They could freaking Craterhoof right now. Like, yeah, we're going to have a lot of big knights next turn, but what's that going to do for us? Yeah, they can just activate the Elvish War Master. We're done. Okay, I've seen enough. I have seen enough. I think look, I love white weenies as much as the next guy. But it's just the one drops, they're not. Pioneer has so many better one drops. It has so many more. It doesn't have so many more lords. It has Thalia's Lieutenant. But Thalia's Lieutenant over Thalia in this type of deck, game changer. Like, oh my God, being able to just pop off with your stuff. It has Selfless Spirit in the form just to keep your stuff all alive at once. We're in like Savior's okay, but you know, it's. I mean, the deck can kind of go off. Thraben Inspector, again, being able to draw cards, good. If Thraben Inspector is to exist in Historic, I don't know the deck yet. Maybe a more Death and Taxes-ish white deck is where this card wants to live. The black-white humans deck that I've played in the past in Historic was more kind of Death and Taxes-y. And I think if we move away from the whole human tribe thing and just make like a mono-white mid-range or a green-white mid-range or a green-black mid-range, maybe in like the Selesnya Collected Company deck, just an extra source of card advantage. I don't know. It's just, I think we're just lacking a few more pieces to have a very powerful White Weenies deck. And all those pieces exist in Pioneer. And that's why I think Pioneer is just, it's still the like, yes, it's the home for White Weenies. Modern, not for White Weenies, but I mean, Death and Taxes and Thalia are kicking ass right now in Modern, which is awesome. As somebody who's been playing that archetype in Modern since Birthing Pod was ruining everybody's fun, it makes me feel good that that's top tier. Although I don't own Stoneforge Mystics and paper, so the current best builds are still, they always escape me. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you're watching and you have a really good mono white deck or a White Weenies list for Historic, let me know. I'd love to see it. I'm always just trying to jam like White Weenies decks, and I feel like you probably want like just a cheaper Lord effect. So we get like Rally the Ranks. We lose History of Benalia's, or I don't know. I got to take some time. I got to think it through. I'm just, I know where you were going with this, Gerry Thompson. I just don't think you played games with it or enough games with it, because it feels super underpowered. But anyway, thank you for watching, and let me know if you have a good white deck to play. Thank you.